Hey guys, Figurecraft here, and today I thought I'd share with you what I've been up to here lately on the Titanic model. We're still waiting for the display case. I'm really hoping that it comes in this next coming month, like they say, because I really badly want to get this ship finished. But I did go ahead and put everything together for a dry fit test. Just, dry fit everything to make sure everything was going to go together for the final stages of the build. So we're going to take a look at the almost complete ship. So, up here, here's the forecastle. Here's my little piece of wire that I added for the cabling for later. And I will be going in great detail when it comes to doing the rigging. Here are some little pieces that, yeah, I basically cut myself with an X-Acto. It happens, though. But right here are the little pieces that I've added for some rigging. And then right here on these two corners, I've added some pieces right there for the rigging, which is more loops. These are the basically 3D printed loops that came with the 3D printed crane that I ordered off the company that's eventually going to sit here. You can see here's my forecastle. There's my anchor chain guides. My little steam valves. There's my winches. Here's the mast just sitting in place. I added some more people onto the ship, you'll notice. So now we have the two in the mast. Let me just take his phone off this stand so I can get some better quality. I've added the two people in the mast on the lookout. I've also took some of those extra parts of where you have a bunch of extras left of these like little rings. I took an extra ring and I snipped it in half, and I glued one side of the ring on the side of the mast right there, and then on the other side of the mast, I also glued the other ring piece where I basically snapped it in half. Because I figured out by the Titanic Honor and Glory demo, there's cables that run from the top of the mast above it, and then they go down to the corners right down here, where I have these little rings ready to receive those cables. So I am going to add those cables. I also took some black wire, and I put some black wire, I drilled like little tiny holes with a hand drill, and I put some black wire down inside both sides of the mast and glued them in place to give it that look. This right here is some of those post things left over from the engine casing. When I ordered the engine casing, how you have these extra posts left over that hold those grates open. I took those, trimmed them down to size, made sure that it was the correct size, super glued them in place underneath the mast to try to give it those little post supports. And then I painted them the that one like tan color that I painted the mast. Then up here is the lower well deck. Here's the steps dry fitted in place. I used a 1/350 scale little gate. It worked for the front. The little gate worked for the front, but it did not work for the back. Too small. But it worked perfectly for the front. I got a person standing there. I got the other guy that's carrying the other box of firework launchers, like he's heading into the bridge. I've got these two people down there. I've got the captain and his officer standing over there. And then if I remove this, I have all these people in the bridge. I still got 5 people left to put on the ship. 2 girls, 1 guy, and I've also got, right here, Jack and Rose. And they will be going to the front of my Titanic because, like I said, my model is based off of the last time Titanic ever saw daylight. Mr. Andrews and an officer. Still more details to add to the ship. An officer giving a woman directions. Oh, I forgot to put that on. We'll do that in a minute. Because I got those up here to compare them. But we got a little quartermaster standing there. Here are the, the two different towers. I just forgot to put the steps, that dry fit the steps in place before I started the video. So I'll go ahead and try to get that in place now. Let me just turn this around. It's going to be kind of hard to do because this is not an easy thing to do. Let's see here. And nope. Good enough. I almost knocked the tower part off. Put it back there. There we go. That looks a little bit better. But that's the one I'm going with when I basically put it onto the ship. It's just dry-fitted. Basically versus that one. We go farther back. Here's those little posts that I told you. You'll have a lot of these little posts left over that hold up these little covers for the engine room casing. I had extras of those little posts left over. That's what I used under the mast. We have an officer back here that just came out of the second class entrance. Let me get back here. Come back here. We have some people standing in there. One guy's resting against the pillar. One guy's just standing against the wall. Going down into the, I did put some more signs. I put, let me see here. I put those notice signs onto the little railings there on that side. And on the other side, we have those notice signs on there now. We have a little person down here in the aft well deck sweeping. He's sweeping. We have an officer right here. Get it in focus. Come on. Why won't you focus? Give me a few seconds here. It's fighting me. Let me try turning this light off. Maybe that's what's doing it. Okay. Nope, not back there. Right back here. Wipe off the camera lens. Maybe it's fogged up. There we go. An officer walking up the steps. We have a guy over there getting ready to go down that side of steps. We have a guy right here mopping. Dude with a briefcase. Here is the, there's a dude sitting on the bench. An officer walking to the back of the stern. And I'm still trying to figure this out right here. This is just a dry fit. On one side, I got it going good. On this side, this metal piece right here at the end of this docking bridge is not fully touching the deck. It looks like that can come down a little bit, but there's hindrance. When I go to push it down, there is some hindrance. And I'm thinking the hindrance is in some of these holes where these posts are. Probably got some Gorilla wood glue in there. So we'll have to slowly scrape that out. I'll be slowly working with that to get this docking bridge to fit perfectly. Because for right now, when you look down here, under the docking bridge, you can see the docking bridge has to touch the top of that little house. And it's not. And another thing I noticed too about the hachette model, these steps are off, but I don't have any way to correct that. Because these steps right here are supposed to be And same sync with this right here, because the steps are supposed to lay over top of that little thing right there with the door. But instead it doesn't. It's a little off. Instead it lays over top of a bollard. And if you look at the Titanic Honor and Glory demo, that is incorrect. But I'm going to deal with it because I don't know any way that I can fix that. Because I don't have, you know, any railings to correct that little mistake. So I'll just have to deal with it. But yeah, we're still working on the docking bridge, trying to figure it out. And then coming over here to this side, we're still playing over here, which I think we're okay, because I'm not going to see this side of the ship the way I'm basically having the model positioned. But we got a little dude right here that just came out of the gym. He's there. We got the captain and his officer. But this right here is the entirety of the ship dry-fitted. You can see right here we still don't have the rudder. First of the month, I did finally find the paint that's going to match the rest of this red. So I will correct these propellers' colors when I order the paint first of the month. And I get it in the mail, I'll paint them propellers, get them to match the rest of the hull. So for right now, they're not matching. And then we're going to take one last look inside the engine room right here. So inside my engine room, I got a dude resting up against the engine pillar. Dude right there carrying a box. Another one down here carrying a box. Here is an officer in the engine room giving them directions where to take the boxes. And that right there is the last of my people until I get, like I said, the remaining 5 onto the ship. The reason why I haven't put the remaining 5 onto the ship is another famous picture. Is there's going to be some people standing about somewhere around here. It's another famous picture that's in our books. It's basically like 2 girls and a guy walking side by side. They're walking together on the deck, and you can see deck chairs stacked up against this part behind them as they're walking down the deck. So they're going to be there. That's another thing that I'm putting into the ship. And also, you know, in there we have people. But I ain't going to take that off because that's just hard to get back on and off. But I think I've gotten everything done that I can do for right now until we wait on that display case coming in. But let me see if I can find these people. Yeah, they're right there. F1 figures and F2's already been taken care of. Because that's all the officers. Let me sit you back up here on the stand. I'll bring you down here. Turn on this light. Alright, so F1 figures. And I'll show you what we got left here. That's still yet to go onto the ship. So, here's our guy. Give me a few seconds here and I'll focus you. Here is our guy that's still left to go onto the ship. That's going to be basically walking onto the deck. There's that one. He's still got to go on. Let me get, these are the leftover things from the other figures. And then here are this is the back of them. But here are the 2 remaining girls that's going to go onto the ship. And then I'll turn it around to the front. There's our 2 remaining ladies that's going to go onto the ship. So we have them. Put that on upside down. There we go. Put them back into the bag. And then I'll show you next the Jack and Rose. I've got them painted. Now, most of this stuff I had to put onto a toothpick to paint them, and you'll see right here because this stuff is just too small. But here is my Jack and Rose that I've painted. They're still on the toothpick. I ain't snapped them off yet. I can't wait to get these on my ship. But I can't put them on yet because if I were to put them on and then put them back in my carrying case, they would snap right off the front of the ship. But there is my Jack and my Rose. Very, very hard to paint small things, I tell you. Especially that small. I mean, you can see my fingers compared to them little people. Put that back in there. I just keep them in here for the time being until it is their time to go on to the ship. Hopefully we will finish this ship this coming month sometime. We just, you know, keep getting the runaround on that display case. But yeah, that is where I am at so far on the Titanic build. Thank y'all for sticking with me throughout the last 3 years of this build. When we've been, you know, doing this build. We're coming to the end of it now. Which is, you know, hard to believe. Never thought I'd hit this point. But we finally hit it. And thank you all for all the subscribers. Thank you for all your kind comments that I've been getting and stuff like that. I'm glad my videos are helping people. That's what I'm here for, is to help people. But yeah, it's been a fun adventure going through this past 3 years building this ship. And I really do want to build the engine. I really do want to do the extension. But so far that I know of, Agora Models is not doing the extension. I haven't been contacted about it. I don't see it on their website. I don't think they're going to do the extension because it's only 50 issues and I don't think there's enough money in it. So I don't think they're going to be doing the extension. I could be wrong and they could, you know, come out and do the extension. But so far, it's looking like they're not going to do the extension. But if they do the extension, then I will, you know, do the engine build. Because I really would love to build that other engine. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed and I hope y'all doing safe during these troublesome times. And you all have a blessed one. And when I come back, we'll be going over some figures. But until then, goodbye.